said.
Proofreading it at this meeting or something along those lines.
But we could change it still with this meeting.
Hang on, this
I thought we were gonna get that recording that automatically did the type.
10 seconds.
This is a lot, but I like the minutes.
How long?
I'd like to call the Green Lake Township Board of Trustees regular meeting to order on March 12th, 2024 at 5:30 PM. At this point, let's do a roll call.
Merrick.
Here.
Biondo.
Here.
McDonald.
Here.
Biganowski.
Here.
Kramer here. West.
Yeah,
And Radke.
Here. Full quorum, thank you. Before we go on to the next item, if you have any smart devices, I would request that you put it on vibrate or silent. That would be greatly appreciated. With that being said, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Is there any member of the board that wishes to amend the agenda?
Hey, Marv, I had put 2 items on the agenda. I thought I'd have more information ready for this evening. I need another month before I can bring that forward. I just need it so I can present a better picture of what I'm hoping to accomplish with that. So if I could remove that from the agenda for this month and put it on to April, that'd be great.
Which one? That's,
The township employee reorganizing and the cash receiving policy.
and the cash receiving, those two?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. I'd also like to add, I'm sorry, thanks signature cards. I have a new deputy, so I need to get his signatures, him on as a signator so that he can sign in my absence. And we had talked about the nuisance ordinance. There's some corrections that might need to be done for grammar, I guess is how you would say it. So if we put that under postponed business, just to clean those couple words up.
Okay, so with that being said, anybody else?
Sorry.
We have a motion to remove township employee, cash receiving, add signature card, and do revise nuisance under postponed business. Everybody clear on that? Any other changes?
And a signature card under new business.
And the signature card, bank cards under new
I'm gonna
business.
ask, Andy, why do you think the board needs to act to put your deputy on a signature?
Because the banks, in order for us to put them onto as a signature, require a board motion, so that they know that that person is in fact with the organization. It's been what I've done every time that we've added or changed any. Thank you.
So, any other discussion? We have a motion by Merrick, supported by McDonald. Hearing none. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item is the approval of the consent agenda. The consent agenda contains minutes of 2/13/2024, 3/5 of 2024, treasurer's report, and bills. Is there any member of the public wishing to have any item removed under the consent calendar? Any member of staff? Any member of this board?
I do have a addition and a change on the March 5th meeting minutes. On page 3 in the second paragraph down,
New business, Marv?
Yeah, can we put that under,
it's just clerical.
oh, yep, I see it, never mind. Go ahead. Continue.
Don't give me that eye.
In the 5th line down, it starts out by the, and it should be Green Lake Township Board, not Grammy. And then under section 3, we need to add Green Lake Township Zoning Administrator also has the authority to appoint or to enforce the ordinance.
where do you want that headed?
Paragraph 3, section 3. Or excuse me, paragraph 2, section 3. It was part of Andy's motion and it just got missed in the minutes. So after where it says change section 3 to state Green Lake Township Ordinance Enforcement Officer, any appointee by the Green Lake Township Board, we need to include in that sentence, Green Lake Township Zoning Administrator.
Okay, any others? Any member of this board? Beyond? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve this consent agenda with the corrections noted in the March 5th, 2024 minutes.
Double.
Support. Motion by Biondo, supported by Merrick, to approve the consent agenda. Sorry, Jerry, next time. With notations noted. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call it, please.
Biondo.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Kramer, yes. Biganowski.
Yes.
Merrick.
Yes.
McDonald.
Yes.
And Radke.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. At this point, is there any declaration of conflict of interest amongst the board members on any item on our agenda? Seeing, hearing none, we'll move on to reports. First, Deputy Nofke was unable to be here. He's at training. He did ask that I relay this. The major issue we had in the last month is the stolen wire from Tom's Market from their Christmas lights. No known suspects at this time. All the scrap yards were put on notice. So if anybody, keep an eye and ear open for something of that nature there, the Christmas tree lights and all that, the extension cords would be greatly appreciated.
They took it all? I seen it on a tree and that up there when they took all
Not
that.
all, they just took everything that was on the
They took
ground
everything?
and on the backside,
Oh,
so.
God.
That was several thousands of dollars, I believe, wasn't it, Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
I think that was what reported, so if you could, just keep an eye and ear open and report it, I'd greatly appreciate it. The next report, I don't see, Brian, Chief Case, we have your written report. Is there anything in addition that you would like to add to your written report?
No, anything else?
Very good. At this point, I do have a couple comments. Just received notice today from, if we recall, we did a lease agreement for oil and gas exploration on the township property. They found nothing. So they released the oil and gas lease as of today. Also, the roof at the Township Hall is scheduled to be done starting April 15th, weather permitting. So that's on schedule, and hopefully that works out. And the third item that I'd like to report on is went to the County Board of Commissioners last week and made a request for some funding. And the County Board of Commissioners, they were gracious enough, and I believe it was unanimous, to give Green Lake Township $25,000 a year for 5 years for park enhancements. So at this point, we were very gracious to them and grateful for their
We had about 9.5% for a total, we had a total of only 532 voters that voted. For the absentee portion of Green Lake Township, we had 82.06% that were returned, so we had a total of 1,076 ballots that were sent out, and we received 883 ballots back. So pretty even low for standards on a primary ballot. Early voting went very well. It worked out great with 4 townships working together. Have a few things that we're going to work on to tweak for the August and the November election. Pam and I have toyed around maybe throwing in a night voting. I have to check with the state of Michigan, though, if we do have to send out postcards indicating that we're changing one of the times. I don't want to spend the $4,000 to do that, so we might just stay with the current time. And that is it.
Thank you.
Board of Canvassers, I should say, we passed, everything went fine. We're just waiting now to hear if we're going to be choosed for, to do the audit, the state audit that is required.
Very good. And I'm going to save the best for last. I see a distinguished guest from the Grand Traverse County Road Commission. Sir, if you'd go to the podium.
Good evening, I'm Dan Watkins, manager for Grand Traverse County Road Commission. This is the first time addressing this board. I'd like to just give a little background on myself. So I've been with the Road Commission for 9 years now, held a few different positions. Started out as the fleet facilities manager, moved into the superintendent, and most recently, about January, moved into the manager's position. So, a little bit what's coming up here for Green Lake. The biggest project we have going on is the West Long Lake, South Long Lake project. And we're hoping to begin that sometime shortly after Cherry Festival, so hopefully after the traffic clears out. Still waiting on a culvert from Eagle. They're holding us up on that. That's the only thing on that. The project is 100% ready to go. Just waiting on Eagle to release that culvert. Ron over at Long Lakes, been gracious enough. He has all sorts of information on it. He's been passing that along to Eagle. Our engineers have been working with them. For some reason, they're just kind of holding us up. They worry that that culvert, we're not changing any of the height of it. For some reason, they think it's going to drain the lake. So we're waiting for them to do more studies that they've been studying it for years. So hopefully we get that anytime now. Other things we're going to be working on here coming up is chip seals. So the roads are going to be chip sealing this year. You guys' township are Fall Road, Euchre, J. Maddie, and Duck Lake Road. So that should be quite a bit of chip seal going on here. So a couple new things for us. We've recently updated our website. And on the website, we actually have a spot now, if you go on there, it's for townships. And if you go there, you can click on any township, and we have all your miles, every road, the distance of each one of those roads. And we're kind of planning on moving on to some more things further. I'm going to explain that here in a second. Next thing that's kind of hot right now is brine. So we're trying to get all the townships to get their brine order in for this year. There's going to be a shortage this year, unfortunately. So we're trying to get those in quickly as possible so we can allocate that right amount for Grand Traverse County. There's a lot of stuff going on again with Eagle. They're trying to get away from using well brine, so everybody's moving over to this calcium chloride, which we moved to several years ago. And actually is a lot better product, and I'm seeing it hold up. So unfortunately, with everybody moving to it, they're worried there's not going to be enough to go around to all the counties. So it's going to be really, not a lot of snow, so we're doing a lot of tree work. Not everybody's favorite thing to see us, come through and cut trees, but unfortunately it's a necessary evil. That's one of the biggest things that we can do to help save the existing road systems. Cut those trees back, get the sun on the roads, and, start to dry out that subsurface layer, and that's where the potholes come from. That's where deterioration comes from. So we're really trying to move towards more of a maintenance aspect. And with that, the next thing you're going to see us doing is coming through, we're going to start working on removing high ridge. So that's the amount of material and dirt that builds up next to your asphalt road. That's actually higher than it. It doesn't allow the water to run off and go into the ditches. Something that I've been working on personally lately is taking some classes. I'm taking PASER, and that's rating your asphalt roads, and then also IBR, which is rating your gravel roads. What I'm trying to work on there is finally identifying how much do we have in infrastructure? What do we need to do to, repair our roads and get there? So far we've came up with that roughly total of Grand Traverse County of $1 billion is what our, infrastructure of asphalt road is. So what would it cost to get our roads up to, good, better, fair condition if we had unlimited budget, unlimited funding? So right now we're at $221 million is what we'd be looking at to get our roads up to where they need to be. Unfortunately, funding's nowhere near that. So there's a score that we rated all the roads, went through and drove all the roads, almost like Google Maps, and rated these roads. We rated them 1 through 100. And the average for the county came out at 65. You guys are in pretty good shape right now. You have about 50 miles of plain miles, it's just, one straight line. And you came in at 67. So we had several that came in, down in the 50s. So you guys are in pretty good shape right now. The goal is with this, the next thing is to break that down into each individual township. You know, what would it take to get you guys to 100%? And then my next goal is to break that down into each road. What is the correct repair? What does that road need? And then we'll move into more of a maintenance aspect of what we can do to save our infrastructure. Right now, it's about $1 million a mile right now to crush and shape. You know, we do roads, so, you know, with 50 miles, you're looking at $50 million. So we really need to work on saving what we have for infrastructure, so. That's all I had for tonight. If anybody has any questions, and if not tonight, I'm always available. Please feel free to reach out.
You've been drinking from a fire hose on full blast for the last few months, and I appreciate your time and energy that you spent with Green Lake Township and also with surrounding communities as well. There was a question, do you have the dates of chip seal and stuff? And what was the other one that we wanted?
Just the chip seal for
Yeah.
Jim
So
Manny.
the chip seal, we don't have exact dates yet, but the contractor's telling us they're hoping to be in the area in May, so I would guess May and June. We can release those dates once they actually give us some hard numbers. Unfortunately, they usually seem to push us back once they, you know, say, we'll be here in May, and they don't see until June, so they haven't locked an official date yet, but their goal is May.
You think it'll be done before August? No?
Yes, yep.
Thank you.
I looked at the road commission notes, and I thought they were gonna put hot asphalt down on J. Manny, kinda like they used in some of the other roads.
I'll have to double check my notes. Before I came in, I looked through them, everything we were chip seal, and they did have chip seal for J. Matty, but there might be additional work being done on there. I'll have to double check that.
Thanks.
Yeah, and that's the sections that you guys have paved recently, right? That you're putting the chip seal over? On the Silver Lake, the J. Matty.
That's the biggest thing we're trying to do is move into more of that, you know, saving our roads as long as possible, and find that if you pave a road or you're doing a full crush and shape, if you can come back and chip seal that road within 2 years, you can extend the life of that road by almost 10 years. So,
Okay, I'm gonna bring up another question that's been looked at in the past. I wasn't satisfied with the answer, so I'm gonna ask again. Riley Road and Gonder Road, we've had some issues there. We've had a few deaths over the last several years, and we asked if there could be some tree trimming there on the southeast corner, because apparently you got a new tool that reaches up and cuts branches at up to 30 foot in height, if it's a possibility to look at. And I believe the road brining, your question will be addressed on the next item on our agenda. And I believe Roy and I, we met with, I can't even think of his name, I can see his face, the engineer, as far as Rogers Road, that hill on the west side of Rogers Road, parallel to South Long Lake Road, knocking that down, hopefully, to clear the vision there.
You guys met on the south side, yep.
Yeah. And that would, I would assume that would be looked at and contemplated and done when you're doing the improvements of South and West Long Lake Road.
yeah, once we have traffic
Greatly
control out there,
appreciate that.
yeah, perfect time.
Yep.
And then I will definitely have them look into Riley and Gonder Road.
Yeah, see if there's anything that can be done.
Definitely.
You know, a couple of them may not have been stopped just because of the medical or whatever the case may be, but, you know, a half a second added might help.
The other thing on that Riley Gonder that we brought up and have been told before even would look at it, the answer was no, but a four-way stop there. Even if it's a temporary, you know, a 20-year temporary four-way stop, that may alleviate a couple of those calls that we went on. Had the traffic been stopped, probably would have been less impact involved. They'd have seen the other vehicle wasn't slowing down. So a four-way, in my humble opinion, would make a huge difference. There also, traffic gets going quite fast across that road, and that would slow it down so that throughout that area would be a little slower for the residents that are living there.
Definitely. I know the intersection's been an issue for a long time. I was on the fire department for a lot of years. I can remember that one going out on the radio quite often, so.
Greatly appreciated if it could be looked into and re-evaluated if there's any options, opportunities that could be done at that. Really appreciate it. Any other questions?
when I was on the road commission, paint was an issue then. I think the reflectivity of the paint goes away as soon as it dries. We had a big rainstorm the other day and trying to drive out, I couldn't see the lines, and that was a big complaint I heard on Overheard and all that, Facebook jails or experts that are out there. I know there was, when I was on, they talked about a better quality paint, but the price was more, I don't know if that's come in line better, or if there's other options out there, but it almost seems like it's not worth putting the paint down if we can't see it a month later.
I know last year they tried a different paint and, in asking that same question, what I'm being told at least, that the good paint that used to last forever, that whatever is made out of is, not great for the environment. So they took all that stuff out of there, and for some reason they're having a hard time making paint last anymore since, I'm sorry, I don't know what exactly it was that was in there, but it's no longer allowed by the EPA.
But I know, I travel in other areas, and their paint seems to be better than what we're putting down. I don't know if they're spending 5 times as much per lane mile to do it. The budget does constrict, I understand that, but that may be something worth looking into again, is what other products are out there that other agencies are using that may.
Definitely. Yeah, when I get back, I will definitely talk to my engineering department about that four-way stop, and then see where we're at with long line painting this year, and, if there's any other options.
And even if that four-way stop is just a temporary stop, and you forget on temporary, that'd be okay too.
Yeah, so we just added more to your fire hose drinking ability, so, thank you for that. Is there any member of the public that would like to ask a question?
I was just wondering, are there going to be lane closures out West Lawn and South Lawn?
There, some lane closures there. I know Greg Bird, we'll get with him, and then probably get everybody together, emergency services, and get a plan going before that happens.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to drive over where there's not a culvert. Roy, I believe you had your hand up?
Yeah, I thought last year they released some federal funding to replace the bridge on Wagner Park Road. Is that still gonna happen this year?
Supposed to.
That's what we were told from a previous administration.
Sure.
They were all wound up for replacing that bridge down there. They had federal money to do it.
I know there's a lot of talk about it. I'll need to double check with Wayne. I don't know if it's gonna happen this year, but I know at least they're planning on it for next year.
Okay.
I've been seeing a lot of emails flying around, something caused a delay there.
Right.
But I know it was definitely still on the list.
On the list.
Yep.
Thank you.
We have one.
Yeah,
comment on the
paint, and I think, obviously, you know this, but we have to, on the fall, the roads, the trucks get paint off too, so you can have really good paint, but after one winter or good snow, it's gonna be gone. There's nothing to do with that.
Yep.
Very good. Thank you. Any other questions, comments?
I see another hand in the back.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
So would you be the one to speak with about putting the trees back on First Street over here at stop sign? I'm waiting for it to turn into another down there, finally. They go down because they can't see them.
Yeah, I can definitely look into that.
Hey, Dan, your website too has a really good thing on there where you can actually, with your cell phone, geotag where you're standing, take a picture of what you're specifically looking at, and report a problem like tree cutting, potholes. I've had some success getting some stuff taken care of throughout the township using that, so there's no question on where on First Street are we talking, or which side of this corner are we talking. It puts it right in everybody's face at the road commission that they've got to address that.
That's a great point. So when you do that, it automatically goes to our road foreman, and they can dispatch a crew out there. And it's actually in, writing, so we can actually see when it was reported, when they did the repair.
Very good. Thank you. Anyone else? Thank you for your time, sir.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, I believe that concludes reports. We'll move on to public comment. This is an opportunity for the public to speak to the board. And I would ask that you rise, go to the podium, state your name, address of residence, and limit your comments to me no longer than 3 minutes. Is there any member of the public that would wish to speak? Yes.
It's something that you probably should get.
Name it.
Yep, 9649 First Street. we're putting on the back burner the township employee reorganization. When will that be available for us to see that?
It's gonna be placed on the 8th, you made the, should be.
I should have everything for the April agenda. I didn't have everything ready for the board packet.
Okay, that's what I was curious on. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, we'll move on to post, Ms. Wilson.
So, Calvin Wilson, 8832 South Road. I haven't been to a lot of meetings, I'm gonna try to make them more, other than the zoning board meetings, obviously. Sidewalk along the road from the school to the corner would be great. And obviously, I know that's a big expense and not just something that's easy, but I go to work early in the morning, in the winter, 2 a.m., in the summer, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and it is amazing, the younger kids in the summer walking down the side of the road with black coats in the dark, and you can't see them, and they're walking around to the fog line. So, I think that'd be good, I don't want to see somebody get killed. He mentioned there's a shortage of road brine, but something I found out, we went out where I work, we switched over to brining the gravel roads a couple times a year. Ended up saving costs and blading. The road lasts a lot longer, so I know that they do State Park Highway, I think, twice, but just maybe a side note to mention that to them to see if we can budget it to do it 2 times a year instead of 1. Might get some more longevity on the gravel roads and make them last a little bit longer. That's all I got. Thank you.
Very good, thank you.
Marv?
Yes.
You made the comment about kids walking down the road. Can you remember when that was the thing and that was where the sidewalks were gonna be and that's why we have these big wide sidewalks on our roads?
The walkways, yes.
Yeah, that's what was the newest and greatest and that's what they were gonna have?
Currently, I think the DDA and the township, well, first we'll start off with MDOT. There was a $130 sidewalk improvement that was gonna happen up there. They wanted the township to pay for it. We got it knocked down to 30,000, of which 5,000 of the township, 25,000 of the DDA. Currently, there's easements that we acquired from Memorial Park through the ICA property, through the Interlochen State Park property, back through the ICA property for a trail system that would run up to, from the school. That's where we got it planned. We have another plan from the school to Tom's sidewalks. So yes, we are pursuing state and federal funding in that regards there. It's been challenging at times, just because they say, well, do you have a trail? If you have a trail, we'll help you. If you don't have a trail, we're not gonna help you. Even though we have thousands of kids walking the fog line. So yes, that's in process in that regards there. So we are attempting, but I guess my time's up. So we'll move on to the next item. Postponed would be Memorial Park Camp Saki funding. If you recall, it was placed on a prior agenda and I asked for it to be postponed to